Okay, on worksheet 8-4, we're still practicing solving quadratic equations. The first one, we're supposed to do it by the quadratic formula. Well, before I can do anything right here, I have to make sure it's in standard form. So you should have added 5 to each side. You got 5x squared minus 14x plus 5 equals 0. Well, so now filling in A, B, and C. A is 5, B is negative 14, C is 5. Well, we need to put it into the formula. It says the opposite of B. B is negative 14. The opposite of negative 14 is positive 14, plus or minus the square root, B squared, negative 14 squared, minus 4 times A is 5, and C is 5. All over 2 times A, 2 times 5. So now you need to go in and put right here what's underneath the square root sign. You need to put that into the calculator. Now, I go in there and I'm going to put parentheses, negative 14 parentheses squared minus 4 times 5 times 5. When I press enter, underneath the square root sign is 96. So now I have, those are really close together. Whoops. I've got 14 plus the square root of 96 divided by 10. I got 10 because of 2 times 5. Then you also do 14 minus the square root of 96 over 10. You have to do the top part first and then press enter and then divide by 10. So as I come over here, I'm going to have I'm going to have 14 plus the square root of 96. Press enter. Divide by 10. You should get 2.78. The 7, or I'm sorry, 2.38. Sorry, 2.38. That's because that 7 rounds up. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one, which is 14 minus the square root of 96. Press enter. Divided by 10. Enter. So my answers, my two solutions, I've got 2.38 and 0.42. So let's see, 0.42. And the other solution is 2.38. Look at what you've done. If you got a different answer, you need to go back. Let's see here, 0.42 and 2.38. Yeah, yes, be careful. Make sure you divide by the correct amount. Number 2, the difference on this one is it says to solve by factoring. Well, the very first thing, we have to set it equal to 0, like we were before. We would have added 18x to each side. I get 8x squared plus 18x minus 14 equals 0. Now that it's set equal to 0, I'm going to pull out a GCF. What is the GCF out of these three? Should be a 2. So I'm going to pull out the 2. And I get 8 divided by 2 is 4x squared. 18 divided by 2, 9x. Negative 14 divided by 2, negative 7. Now this is what we are going to factor. So I'm going to draw the box. Okay, now set it up and using the box. Okay, now 4x squared goes up in the top left. In the bottom right is minus 7. I have something x and something x. Now, I should know that, oh, let's see, I'll use a different color. A is 4, B is 9, C is negative 7. So I have A times C. 4 times negative 7 is negative 28. I need the factors of negative 28 that give me 9. Well, you can list them all out, or if I go in the calculator, I go to, there we go, go to y equals, put in there negative 28 divided by x, second graph. Now, let's look and see. I need it to be, what was the number it needs to be? It needs, yeah. But to add them together, they need to be 9. So let's see. I add these two together. That's negative 27. That's negative 12. Negative 3. Well, anybody see it? I don't see it at all. So let's do something. Let's go in the calculator, go to y equals, and let's put in their original problem. 8x squared plus 18x minus 14. Let's press graph and look at it. Well, it does cross. Negative 1, 2, looks like negative 3. Let's see if we find any zeros in here. Well, wait a minute. It's going to be a decimal answer because it's between 0 and 1. And it's between negative 2 and negative 3. So either the problem isn't made to solve the following quadratic equation by factoring. We added 18. I'm going back and double check. We added 18 to each side. 8x squared plus 18x minus 14. Pulled out a 2, 4, 9, and negative 7. Okay, in this case, we can't factor it. There are no factors. We're going to have to go back and do the quadratic equation. So as I go back, let me erase this. We'll go back here and look, and I know that I have to have 8x squared plus 18x minus 14 equals 0. When we go to using the quadratic equation, remember, let's see, x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, take a minute. You don't have to pull out a GCF when we use the quadratic equation. Go through and try and find your solutions now. All right, on this one, remember, you have to just be able to put it in the formula. It says negative b, the opposite of b. b is 18. So we have negative 18 plus or minus the square root. Now we have 18 squared minus 4 times a is 8, times c, negative 14. All over 2 times a. 2 times a, and a is 8. All you had to do is take these numbers and put them in place of the letters. Now what I've been telling you to do is go and put what's underneath the square root sign, put that in the calculator. So here, we go in here and I go to the home screen. We're going to put in there 18 squared minus 4 times 8 times negative 14, and press enter. You should come up with 772. So I've got negative 18 plus or minus square root of 772. 8 times 2 is 16. Now what do? Now you go through and you do the top part. I guess I should split them up. Not that big a deal. Sometimes I figure it out and just leave it alone. Like I already know I have to do each one, the plus and the minus. Negative 18 minus the square root of 772 all over 16. So now as I go through here, I put negative 18 plus the square root of 772, enter, divided by 16, enter. So one of your answers is 0.61. So x equals 0.61. That's the one we saw between 0 and 1. The next one, oh geez, okay, PGG, all right. Then we take negative 18 minus the square root of 772, press enter, and then divide by 16. We get negative point, it says 799. Oh, I did just put negative 1. Good job. I'm glad you saw that. Here we go. So let's try it again. Negative 18 minus the square root of 772, press enter, divided by 16, enter. So it should be negative 2.86. So x equals negative 2.86. Those would be our two solutions. The next ones. What are the solutions? On these it says, what are the solutions to the equation 3x minus 6 times 2x plus 8? All you have to do to find your solutions is take each of the parentheses. 3x minus 6 equals 0. 2x plus 8 equals 0. Now let's solve for x. Add 6 to each side. 3x equals 6. Divide by 3. X equals 2. There's one of my solutions. It crosses at 2, 0. The other one, subtract 4 from each side. Bless you. I have 2x equals, well, why did I put minus 4? What's it supposed to be? Minus what? Minus 8. So I have negative 8 right there. Now I divide by 2. X equals negative 4. So my solutions are 2, 0 and negative 4, 0. Because all I did was take what was in the parentheses and set them equal to 0. Now we need to go to number 4. Number 4, it says the table below shows some of the values of the function. It gives you the function. According to the table, what are the roots of the equation? First off, what are other names for roots? Should be solutions, zeros, or how they could ask it. Oops, OES. Or it could be the x-intercepts. They all mean that all means the same thing. So where do I see them? I see my solutions at, I didn't mean to do the black pen here. Let's see here. I wanted the highlighter. There we go. Negative 4, 0 and 10, 0. Those are my solutions. Negative 4, 0 and 10, 0. You should be able to find them in a table and a graph because they're your x-intercepts.